Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the topic called correlation. Without wasting the time, let's jump into it. Correlation. Correlation is a concept like to handle the dynamic values which are generated from the server end. It is also called as dynamic input to the server. We can conduct the correlation in two ways in LoadRunner, such as auto correlation and manual correlation. Coming to auto correlation is a concept where tool automatically handle all the correlated dynamic values. Here the steps will be followed, such as first it will record the script and then later replay the script. Then we need to click on the design studio and we need to choose the particular dynamic value and we need to click on correlate button. From this all the above steps, we will create a function and automatically substitute the dynamic value. So a design studio or correlation log compares record times response with replay time response. Coming to manual correlation, in manual correlation, manually we have to handle the dynamic values. Whatever the steps performed by auto correlation steps will be performed manually. To identify the dynamic values in the script manually, we have to record the same business scenario twice with two sets of data. Then we need to compare both of them using beyond compare or WinDiff, and which values reported differently, those values has to be considered as dynamic values. Here we have to consider a point: which values we are not entering through keyboard and which values are chosen from the application. Those values will be considered as dynamic values. So coming to in manual correlation, to identify the left text and right text for the dynamic value, in a function WebRexSave parameter left boundary right boundary last, we have to copy the dynamic value and go to generation log and identify the first occurrence of the dynamic value. And coming to next point, to write where to write the function, we have to execute the script in full mode, such as we have to click the function called F4 in keyboard and we have to go to option called log. There we need to click on extend log. There we have to enable all the options, and we can identify the dynamic value based on the left boundary or right boundary in replay log. And we have to double click on the same line, which will assist you to where to write the function or for which request the dynamic value is generated. Once you identify the dynamic value in generation log, place the cursor on the same line and search for web or ended. Then copy the request and search for the same in script. So in correlation function, there are several arguments such as ORD, save length, save offset, not found, search, real frame ID, ignore redirection, convert. These are all the arguments which are included in the correlation function. If you give brief about each argument, Coming to ORD, ORD stands for occurrence, where by default ORD is equal to 1. Whenever we return ORD equal to all, your parameter become an array. It holds all the values with parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter n. While coming to another argument called save length, it will allow you to capture specific number of characters from dynamic value based on left boundary and right boundary. On save offset, it will specify the number of characters is supposed to skip from the dynamic value. While coming to not found argument, by default not found equal to error. If either LB or RB is not present in the response, we'll throw the error like no match found for requested parameter. If it is not found equal warning, if we would like to continue the script execution even LB and RB is not available in the response, you have to use warning. Where another argument called search. Search is an optimization technique. This will instruct the user to search for LB and RB in a specific location. By default, search equal to all. Where real frame ID is an argument, it is an optimization technique specifying the number of dynamic values from the specific frame. Where another argument called ignore redirection and convert will be used to convert the request from HTML to XML and XML to HTML. So coming to main interview question related to correlation, the interviewer might ask such as why correlation is required. We have to answer in a such way that whenever you record a use case request, it may contain some kind of dynamic values which are unique user to user, session to session. If you are passing the same value in this form of request, server won't accept the same. To make our script work for multiple iterations, we have to capture the server generated from the current session, pass it into the next request, so that your request will be accepted by the server. So there might be another question such as related to correlation. If LB or RB is keep on changing, what is your approach to capture the dynamic value? If the dynamic LB is static, we have to use save offset argument, or we can use flag system as well. So these are all the ways we can do correlation, such as auto correlation and manual correlation. And correlation function can be written as web break save parameter name LB equal to RB equal to ORD equal to save length, save offset, ignore redirection, real frame ID, not found, convert, search, and lost. This correlation concept is mainly we do for vState and event validation values, and we do correlation for .inf values. There is another option called correlation rule. Correlation rule is nothing but whenever there are repeated boundaries in the script, then we have to use correlation rule. To enable this correlation rule option, we have to click on record on menu option, click on recording options, go to rules, click on new application, click on new rule, boundary based, prefix, and click on OK. So this is about the correlation concept. In next video we will see practically how we implemented the correlation and how we'll do manual correlation. Thank you.